Welcome to Rem and Sam. We are back.
We're back.
Back, 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 back.
Back, back, back.
We are back again. Um, Chopping it up. Football season around the corner.
We're almost
Couple other
there.
stuff ongoing. Yeah, we're almost there. It's
Did you watch any of
it's
the
pretty
college game last
close.
night? We got a little college football action. We got
In Dublin,
who played in Ireland? I saw that there was an
or what was
Ireland
it?
game, but I didn't see who was there. But
Is
there was the
Florida State
Colorado,
or something?
there was
Oh,
the
Colorado. Yeah,
Colorado
yeah,
North Dakota State game. Yeah. Did you get to
yeah,
see any
yeah,
of
yeah.
Dion at all? Shador, Travis Hunter locking down the Heisman in one game.
It was crazy.
You have to have
It was
seen the
kind of
highlights.
Yeah, I mean, no, I saw some highlights, and it is interesting because I know last year, we saw the same like crazy plays from Travis Hunter, and then he got hurt, and it feels like a lot of people forgot about him.
Yeah.
So, it's really good to see him on that high level stage again, making ridiculous plays. Like, there's no way he's not a star in the league.
The only reason he got hurt last year is because I bet him to win the Heisman. He had like ridiculously low odds, but this
Yeah,
is well, I guess he wasn't technically a freshman, but he would have been his first season at ECU, FCS. Hunter's out in drafts right
yeah,
now. On tank is
yeah. I
wrong,
don't,
but
I don't know. Oh,
he's
okay.
not in the top 10. Now the edge out of Ton is the number one, and I think I've seen that. Can we bet Travis Hunter to be like a top five pick right now? I mean, his stock's only going to go up from here, and right now he looks like the best player in college football.
Yeah. No, I mean I mean, right out the gate, it's easy to have those hot takes. And even last year they beat TCU and everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, is this team legit?" And then you go into the season and it's like, I mean, most I think serious football analysts are projecting them to not even have a winning season, just to be better
Ooh, can you get their upcoming
slightly.
schedule?
So, like I don't know. Yeah, I mean, here we can pull it up. See if we can pull it up.
Yeah, let me see what games they have on the horizon because they're in the Big 12 now, but Texas and Oklahoma are gone. Who's the best team in the Big
Mm.
12? Baylor? So they got Nebraska next week, and then they got the Colorado State game. Oh, yeah. And then they play Baylor, UCF, Kansas State, and Arizona. They're both ranked right now. Cincinnati, Texas Tech, Utah, Kansas, Colorado. I mean, yeah, definitely some feisty teams, but I wouldn't say it's a powerhouse schedule. Is
Yeah,
Kansas going to be a powerhouse this year?
I don't know. It's just, I mean, they're definitely already acting like they're a powerhouse schedule or a powerhouse team. Um, Kansas State, they're already ranked. That's gonna be a
Yeah.
tough game. I mean, so they have, was it five ranked opponents upcoming? Kansas State, Arizona, Utah, Kansas, and Oklahoma State. And, that's counting out Colorado State, who's usually a tough out. I mean, most of these teams are pretty good. When you look at the Big 12, I don't know, the Big 12 is really up right now. So, well, we'll see. I don't have a lot of faith in this team, but I do love what I saw last night. I mean, it was a 5-point win against an FCS team,
Yeah.
you know. So take it what you will. I mean, they're one of the best FCS teams, but it's not even a Power Five. So I don't
Wait, I thought
know.
they were the champions. Weren't they the defending champions?
Um,
What were they ranked
I
last year?
think
Do
they
you know?
were.
I did kind of like
They
the quarterback that they had
were.
too.
Yeah.
He's running around a little bit.
Um,
Trey Lance vibes. I don't know
I
if that's good
think
for the NFL though.
they did win at one point, but I think like they probably could go, D1 if they wanted.
Are they a
Not
5 win
D1, but
team?
FCS. Yeah. Let's see here. Recently.
I
So
mean,
they
I'm not saying they're going to
lost
make the
to South
playoffs,
Dakota
Colorado.
State. Yeah. No, they lost against South Dakota State, and then they were
Hmm.
unseeded in the playoffs and reached the semifinals.
Oh,
So,
okay.
one of the four best teams, I guess.
If you look at the playoffs, anyways. But yeah, you're right. The record was a little lower than maybe some of
Yeah.
the other teams in the FCS. So I mean, it definitely still like show that there's a big gap in talent between maybe Colorado and some other teams. But I mean, yeah, the Travis Hunter individual stock, that's going to be fun this year. So if
Yeah.
his name continues to rise up draft boards, I mean, he's going to be. I don't know if they have him on here as a 7. Luther Burden right above him at 6.
Mm.
Mason Graham and Will Johnson.
Mm. Oh, I see
Fine,
that,
great.
bro. Yeah.
But
Let's see
would you be
who.
totally shocked if we got to draft season and Shador was the number 1 quarterback off the board? Right now, Carson Beck
A
is
little
kind of the number 1
bit.
guy.
Yeah, Carson Beck. Yeah. I would be surprised if Carson Beck just played horrible. Last season, or over his, I guess this is over his career. It's 24-6. Um, Let me see here. I'll have him last year. I really think Carson Beck is probably, I mean, I think he's most set up to be top guy. No, that was last year. Yeah, last year he had almost 4,000 yards, 24 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, rushed for 116. 4 touchdowns. So, I mean, it's really Carson Beck's number 1 pick to lose, which he might. He just might, obviously. But, I mean, being on one of the most dominant teams in college, it's tough. It's tough to pick against it. But I just feel like we've seen this before where Shador, and all of them, they're all high up early in the season, non-conference. And then they get into the seasons and you play Kansas and Oklahoma State and you play Kansas State. You play like the good teams and before you know it, was it like 4? You only have 3, 4
Yeah.
wins, like 12 games in. So
Okay, it's fair. I'll definitely settle down a little bit, but I'm just saying the offensive line is definitely a little bit better, but there's still like he's still going to have to deal with a ton of pressures this year. We saw him perform really well for, I would say, yeah, for last year, he performed really well. Again, with not
yeah.
having a great offensive line and to deal with a lot of pressure. So that sort of just cool, calm, collected ability. And we know he's Dion's kid too, but he's actually like proving that, he does have some presence and some calmness about him. And I'm not saying Carson Beck doesn't have these things. I'm just saying that
Yeah.
maybe it's not getting produced into wins night right now at Colorado, but the fact that you can play well behind a bad offensive line, that's translatable to the league. There's not a lot of good
Mm,
lines in the league.
that's true. That's true. It is true. Running for his life.
Yeah, if
I
you're good at
mean,
that.
if you're good at, yeah, I mean I think he is going to be a good prospect. I think some smart team is definitely going to take him probably late in the first round, but maybe higher if Quinn Ewers doesn't, have another great season. Um, but yeah, I think it's mostly on it's gonna be he's gonna go definitely under the radar by the end of the season, I believe, because the record's just gonna go down and then people
Mm.
are just gonna care less about it. It's just the usual, like last year, it was like, oh my gosh, Colorado is, high and high up, and then
And
it's
for
down low.
Carson
But
Beck last year, his completion percentage was higher than Shador's, and he was more aggressive as well too. The adjusted yards per
okay.
attempt were higher. So, maybe I just need to watch Carson Beck a little bit closer as well too. I just definitely have all the Shador Saunders stock. So, and he
Yeah.
definitely got like the receivers that they have at Colorado. It's not just Travis Hunter, but I think it's Jimmy Horn. But Horn, the other receiver, is also like a really dynamic playmaker as well. So I mean, Shador definitely benefits for that. But I mean, the kid's a good quarterback. He's high in the draft.
Hmm.
I'm gonna buy all the stock early. I wouldn't, I might
Yeah.
sneaky have him number 1 on my board, just in my heart, anyways.
No, he's definitely one of the most fun players to watch. I mean, if you want to watch exciting football, as long as Travis Hunter and Shador are healthy, they're going to be, I mean, especially with Travis playing defense as well. I mean,
Yeah,
it's definitely going to be one of the most exciting players to watch. But if either of them get hurt, like,
yeah.
yeah, it becomes
And
near unwatchable. So,
And you could tell, I mean, again, in that game, it was basically Shador and the receivers carrying the team. It was, I
yeah,
mean, that first drive, you got Shador out to Travis Hunter and he gets the big touchdown. A lot of the touchdowns that they had were those receivers making the plays in the open field and, getting the yards after the catch, getting the ball into the end zone that way. So you're right. Definitely going to be a fun team, but I hope they have a winning record. I'm rooting for it.
All right. We'll see. Yeah, I mean, I want them to be good. Because of Coach Prime, it's good for America when Colorado's good, but it's whether it'll last. But as long as they're healthy, I wouldn't put my money on it. I'd be scared to bet against them. So, but shout out to Oklahoma destroying Temple right now, 26-0.
Mm.
You excited at all for Iowa football starting up tomorrow?
Is Cade McNamara back as their starter?
Still ranked?
Is he doing like a 6 year? Yeah, I saw they got ranked. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I know. I was like, oh my gosh. I guess Cade has to be back then, right? Tim
Probably.
Lester. They said you got anyone but Brian Ferentz as the OC, then there's a
That's
chance
true. No
here.
Brian Ferentz, so it may actually be a pretty feisty team. Unfortunately, maybe fortunately, unfortunately, the college football playoff moved to the 12 teams. The Big Ten expanded. There's been, a little bit realignment, but yeah, it does look like Cade McNamara is back in and locked in for the
Yeah.
opener as well too. Maybe there is some injury concerns, so maybe
I think
that's not the greatest
LaShawn,
thing
right?
to look at going into the season. But
Yeah.
the defense is, I assume, is still going to be pretty good. So
What did you think of? Did you see any of that Florida State game?
I did not, and I was going to go
Getting beat
back and
by the
watch the
Yellow Jackets.
highlights, but I also have a lot of DJ Uyunglele stock, and
Do
apparently,
you is he I was about to say, is he like the most overrated quarterback
yeah, apparently it wasn't
in
his
college
finest
football? Like
performance.
Like the amount of times ever since that Clemson game against Notre Dame on prime time, all those
I was
many
all
years
in.
back,
I
that
loved
it
it.
wasn't that a loss too.
Yeah, it
Like,
was. It was a great loss.
and then
It was
he's just
fantastic.
every exactly like his best games are losses, and it's just consistently throughout his career. Let's see. Let me pull him up before I
And that
let's pull
Oregon
up the
State team
stats.
last year, that was incredible. I'm gonna remember that team as just one of the most like fun random teams that I ever liked watching college football. And obviously it was a great season because Michigan won the title. But I mean, that Oregon State team almost won the Pac-12. They were competitive. The defense and the run game were a big part of it. But Uyunglele was big in some games for them.
It's just constant every time. It's like, oh, we need a big moment for you on the way. Like, oh,
Yeah.
we're losing again. Let's see here. So, um, what was it? Yeah, last year, 21 and 7 TD interception ratio. Let me see if I can pull up let's see. So last year with
What do you have for
Arizona,
yards?
right? Or Oregon. So last year he had 2,600 yards,
Mm,
21 touchdowns, 7 interceptions.
yeah,
Finished the year with 2 losses, Washington and Oregon. I don't know what you could do against that, but let's see, 1, 2, 3, 3-1, 6-1. So at one point he was 6-1, 6-2. So
were
he
they a
finished the
top 10
eight
team
season 8-4, 8-4. I don't think he was
at
maybe.
one point?
Well, they didn't have a bowl game at 8-4, so
Man, the drop off.
yeah, they didn't have a bowl game, but I don't know. I mean, he's not. I wouldn't
Oh, they
say he's a
did. They
bad
played in the Sun
quarterback.
Bowl.
Oh, I don't know why I didn't list on here. Maybe he didn't
Uh,
play in it.
I'll tell you why they didn't list it on there because they played Notre Dame and they lost 40-8. So they just said, "Well, just go ahead
Well,
and
I
erase it from
guess
the
he
history
didn't
books."
have. Notre Dame said, let's get him back for that other loss or win by beating him again." I guess even worse.
Yeah, revenge. But I think they were definitely in the top 15. Okay,
Yeah.
number 10. They were number 10 when they played Washington. Washington was ranked 5, and they only lost to Washington by 2 points.
Well,
They put up 62 on Stanford the week before, and then they lost to Oregon. They lost to Oregon pretty bad, 7-31. Then they
yeah.
lost to a 21 ranked Washington State team, 35-38 in week 4. So if they had won that game, I mean, they would have been two-loss team.
Like I said, Uncle A is great at getting really close and losing. Like every game that he's kind of supposed to like that he could upset in, like he wins the games he's supposed to and loses a couple more than he should. So, I'm not surprised with that Florida State loss.
I just had a
At
lot of
least
Spencer Rattler stock, and it looked really bleak for a while, even I would say going into the draft. And now he might start more games for anybody on the Saints. So don't give up on Uyunglele just because of what happens at Florida State this year. Let's get him in the NFL. He's a big quarterback, big arm. If Joe Milton can play
he'll
in
get a
preseason,
job.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, his name is too big for all that.
Wasn't he
Let's
the
see.
number
Any
one high
other?
school guy at one point? Number one high school quarterback?
Probably, probably for him to be known this well. I think I remember. Yeah.
There was just another highly recruited quarterback that got beat out for a starting job at Boise State, Malachi Nelson. I think he was not number
Mm.
one, but like maybe number two in his class. I think he was the number two guy behind Caleb Williams, maybe, is why I remember that name. And he bounced around a little bit and just lost his starting job. So, I guess 24/7 sports, not perfect with the rankings, but
I know.
I still have Malachi Nelson stock as well, too. The quarterbacks now, I don't know. It's like watching the rookie class in preseason this year. Like, are just all of the guys going to be good now?
Yeah, I don't know. It's
Like you
just
still
like,
watch Uyunglele, and he still launches a deep ball every once in a while. Pause, and you just go, he's still got it.
yeah, he's not a bum. I wouldn't say he's a bum. He's definitely can be a serviceable quarterback. Maybe he can play his role. Maybe he can, game manager in the league, but it is interesting seeing how many good quarterbacks keep coming into the league year after year. Um, and
But even if
you
you
know,
get him
of
with the right coach, too, like, I mean, I'm not saying all these guys, again, maybe not Pro Bowl and great, but just the level that you can get to now. Like, what is your boy Sam Darnold going to do on the Vikings this year? Like, I'm not saying that's going to be a playoff team, but is that a 6-win team in Sam Darnold's like 3,400 yards? And, again, Jefferson still is able to put up the big numbers, and there's still is there just going to be a competency with Darnold and the fact that Kevin O'Connell is such a good coach? And now, again, it's just like the
and he
guy that
has
we once
Jetta
thought
too.
couldn't even get a starting job is maybe he could win 5 or 6 games this year.
Yeah, I don't. That is interesting. I mean, I guess it does point to the importance of the backup quarterback. You never know. I mean, there's just so many injuries and stuff we've seen. I mean, we've seen a backup win a Super Bowl in Nick Foles. We've seen other people. So it's just how hard it is to become a quarterback just because of the amount of talent coming into the league. And we know as much this past year with what was it, three of the top four picks or three. I'm trying to see here. Yeah, the first three picks, all quarterbacks. Atlanta Falcons have Kirk Cousins, and they still go out and get Penix. Um, and JJ McCarthy's in, and technically, Sam Darnold is the backup. So it's just seeing how each team, there's so many, how the importance of quarterbacks is just emphasized over and over and over again. And we see it in broad display with the Chiefs losing Tyreek Hill and it doesn't matter. Um,
Mm.
it just shows why we get so excited over quarterbacks in college more than any other position, probably in sports, just because of what it can mean for a whole franchise if they just so happen to even be average or better.
Do you like all of the rookie quarterbacks this year? Who are you
Um,
like stock lowest on for the rookies right now?
I don't know if you're gonna like this answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's kind of your guy. I'm not gonna lie, JD McCarthy. I'm just saying,
Oh, okay.
there's sneaky part of me that kind of likes Bo Nix. Just because
I
I
agree.
do I think, Sean Payton getting his approval with the kind of quarterback he's looking for, I think Nix kind of fits closer to Drew Brees than most comparisons do for QBs. And I think he will do whatever it takes to win. And I think in the league, when you have a strong coach like that, that's what you need as a quarterback. He'll do whatever it takes to win. And, I'm not saying he'll go Brock Purdy, but he might be like a poor man's Brock Purdy, who could actually run. Like, I think he'll be giving clear throws that he needs to make. And, he may not make really special plays, but I don't know. I'm kind of more in on Brock Purdy than, or on Bo Nix than JJ. And of course, JJ won't be playing to defend himself. So poor guy, but, um, yeah, I definitely. But if yeah, there was one quarterback I'm down on most, it's definitely JJ.
But are you saying like JJ's like Zach Wilson? Or could you still see him being like a
Um,
starter level quarterback?
I don't know. I think he's a backup. I don't know.
Hmm. You
I don't
didn't
know.
see
What do
the
you see?
touchdown? The first touchdown he threw? Was that the deep ball that
Yeah,
you were
but in
saying?
that offense, though, I mean, how many wide receivers are really good? I mean, forget about Blake Currum, who hopefully we'll see actually touch the field this year. I can't
I'm
wait
talking
till
about in
he
the
gets some
preseason for the
starts.
Vikings.
But yeah. Oh, that one up the sideline. Yeah, but it's preseason. It's preseason though. Like
That's almost
how
no, he's
many of those
not that
players?
far.
What I'd like to know is how many of those players involved in that play are still in the league. That'll be the interesting, or on some practice squad somewhere.
Maybe a good chunk of them because they were on the Raiders, but kind of the same thing if they make the team.
They can't make the total difference.
Yeah, exactly. But for Bo Nix, I think you're exactly right. And the thing that I think that he got knocked on for going into the draft was it seemed like at Oregon he was a little bit safe and really went to like the check downs and some of the easy throws. And he had like the highest completion percentage ever in college football history, but it was just because, of all these sideline type things. But it does really seem like that was the Oregon offense. And you watch him here in Denver, and he's actually going to be like, he's actually willing to be like patient and try to like make a read or two.
Yeah,
And the Denver offensive line is good as well. There's like a lot, the pocket, like there's a lot of pocket for him to work with and a lot of space for him to move around. And the fact that he's actually willing to work the ball down the field, then like you're saying, he's got the mobility to run around. I mean, would the Niners trade Purdy for Knicks?
yeah. Who knows? Who knows? You say to trade Purdy for who?
For Knicks?
Hmm. I mean, they'd have to be getting something really nice
Is
back.
he faster?
You
Bo
know,
Nix, faster Purdy?
yeah. Oh gosh. But the throws though, can you make those throws? I don't know. It's close. It's close. I really am excited to see the Broncos, see what they do this year. I don't know. I'm kind of scared about our division. It's outside of the Raiders, I'm
Yeah.
a little bit worried.
Who worries you the
Um,
most right now for your three-peat? Who's your number one team that you're worried about upsetting the three-peat? Is it in the AFC?
mm, um,
Will they
yeah,
play in the Super Bowl?
it's probably the Bengals if healthy.
Oh,
I think
okay.
Josh Allen, that team with no Stephon Diggs,
Wait,
like
the Bills?
the Bills have just been taken downhill so
Oh,
far. I think they lost some O linemen too. Like Josh Allen kind of been shown like it with no big wide receiver on that team. Like they don't. I mean, Shakir is supposed to be the number one. Like he's good, but number one. So
you don't like Coleman?
I he's all right.
Tiger wish
Are
he
you
could?
gonna who
You didn't see that clip where
exactly? Oh.
where the GMs were in the draft press conference. They were asking Keon Coleman about his golf game, and Keon Coleman was like, "Well, I'm not
Oh
Tiger
yeah.
Woods. I'm more
Oh
like Tiger
yeah.
wish he could."
Yeah.
Killed in the room.
Yeah. I
I
think
think
it's
that's the line that got him picked.
probably, but
It's
I
the line that
do.
sold
I
me.
think well, I'm not. Obviously, I don't think he's. I don't. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know, but they
I get it. You're
definitely
a Xavier
losing
Worthy
Diggs.
guy.
Yeah, losing Diggs has to matter, and the Chiefs getting Juju as well back on the team. Won a championship with him. I'd probably
Oh,
say the Bengals that they were able to. I think they got a safety. They were able to shore up that, and the thing. I mean, but at the same time, those wrist injuries. I mean, what's going on with Joe Burrow? I don't know. So I I feel like we've handled the Ravens pretty well each year. We're gonna see this next first game next week. Um, the what's their face? The Dolphins haven't really been a serious contender. Like maybe the Chargers also worry me, but in terms of the playoffs, Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and T. Higgins have always given us headaches. So we'll see. I mean, it's gonna be. I can't wait to see how they're gonna pay them. But at least for this year,
Is it just
that's
the
the team
fact
I
that
pick.
is it just the fact that they have that history and they're not maybe potentially not
Yeah.
scared as well? They kind of know they can go in and go toe to
Well,
toe.
they're kind of the last team to stop us in the postseason, really. Because I think they were the ones that knocked us out
Yeah.
3 years ago. So yeah, honestly, they are I mean they are the main team. I don't know. I mean, is there another team you would pick to probably stop us? Like maybe the Ravens? I don't know. I think they did lose a lot of running backs.
So if there's a player that worries you the most, is it Burrow as well? Is it just all Cincinnati?
Or a healthy Burrow, yeah.
Healthy Burrow? So you're not scared
The
of
thing is he's
Stroud.
never healthy. Um, I kind of got to see it. I don't know. I don't know. Do you think he is legit? Do you think he's that legit?
I kind of think you should be worried about Stroud the most.
Mm,
Maybe like you said, the other sneaky team that I think for you guys specifically could be a problem is, and for any team, just because the coach that they got is so good now, but because
yeah.
they're in your division and they're going to face you guys twice a year and there's going to be some familiarity there, I do think the Chargers are a team that you do have to be worried about, especially like long term. Oh, now we have to like try to go team build against this team as well because
Yeah.
Harbaugh is no joke.
Yeah. No, he's scary. He is scary. I am terrified.
And if they're able to make the playoffs and say they have to go, I mean, they're going to play on the road anyways, no matter where it's at. So, depends
Mm,
if we want to play in a dome or in the snow in Kansas City. But if they have to go to Kansas City and you guys have to play Harbaugh in a playoff game after he's played you twice in the
yeah.
regular season, he's going to have his team geared up for just a physicality and he's going to be able to slow the game down and he's going to have a game plan locked in to just at least make it super ugly for you guys. So I think from like a talent standpoint, the person that I'd be worried about most, the two people I'd be most worried about for you are CJ Stroud and Jim Harbaugh.
Mm, CJ Stroud. Okay. Shout out to CJ Stroud last year. Great, great season. But is it or last season? Is it real? How real is it? It's going to be interesting to see. I mean, they did bring in a little bit of dysfunction. You bring in Diggs, someone who's known to cause trouble, and we'll see how long they can keep him happy before they have to ship him off again.
I'm
But
not
I
saying
don't.
he's I'm
Yeah,
not saying he's going for Mahomes. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying he's gonna be better than Mahomes or anything like that. I'm just saying he might be next
yeah,
up.
yeah. We'll see.
I feel like you're getting defensive over your guy.
Well, yeah, of course I'm getting defensive on my guy. My guy. Yeah, talk about Anthony Richardson. Do you think Anthony Richardson, this is something I need to ask you, is a top five fantasy quarterback? Because he's being taken high really, really high right now.
Top 5 fantasy quarterback? Are we talking dynasty?
Now, some people are
One
saying
year?
this year,
We're just talking this
if
upcoming
he stays
season.
healthy. Yeah, this year. Would you take him if Jalen Hurts, Lamar, like, you know, I'm trying to think who else. Like those,
So
I guess those are the main two who like people are having above. Like, how good do you think that Anthony Richardson could be for fantasy? Like, because the rushing, stats are 3 times as much, man.
so fantasy is weird because I mean you would just assume like, oh yeah, let's just put Mahomes number one for your quarterback list and call it a day.
Yeah,
But you don't the thing is you don't necessarily have to do that. So
yeah. Well, because of the rushing stats.
I mean, let's be honest, if you want to take Anthony Richardson off the board as the first quarterback,
That's crazy. He's saying number one. Over, would you do Justin Fields or him?
Oh, you can't do Fields. They just named Wilson the starter.
Yeah, well, how long is that gonna last? I don't. They gotta lose like 2 games and then.
I think for fantasy purposes, the Texans offense I think is going to be pretty high powered. So I think Stroud, I don't know if you take him number 1, but I think if you took him over Richardson, I get it. Lamar,
Yeah.
Hurts, Allen, Mahomes as well too. But I mean, after that, after that, who is the guy that's got the opportunity with the rushing upside? Because all those guys, I mean, Allen and Lamar and Hurts,
Yeah.
the reason they're going to be in the mix there is because of the fantasy stuff and because they're super good. But if we're also just talking about ranking a quarterback list, well, now, Matthew Stafford, we've got to bring him into the mix. We've got to bring Jared Goff into the mix. And those guys are going to be, a little bit lower in fantasy. Maybe like Caleb Williams, but he's a rookie as well. Too. I guess, technically Anthony Richardson only played like 4 games last year, maybe like 2.5 if you want to count all the snaps up. But yeah, outside of that, who has that kind of upside just from, like you're saying, adding in that rushing standpoint? If he finished as the number 6 QB in the fantasy rankings, pause, would that be shocking to you?
Number 6? No. No, I mean, for me, I mean, as long as he stays healthy, like he's gotta stay healthy, but
Just
it
because
wouldn't be super shocking.
he could also have like 9 rushing touchdowns in,
Exactly.
whatever on top of passing touchdown. Like he doesn't even need to get a ton of rushing yards or whatever. There
Yeah.
are ways for him to have a real high powered fantasy season without him having, you know, and I think he's going to have a great season
Hmm.
as well too. I'm just saying for the doubters out there, he's
Yeah.
still maybe able to put up the numbers in the box score.
Yeah. No, he is. I think he can definitely put up the stats. I mean, we saw it last year when he's healthy. It's just he got hurt twice. So I mean, I guess we're going into a little bit of fantasy advice here. Like, can you trust him enough to take him? Or is he worth the, 100 points in 3 weeks? Is he worth the high usage for a couple weeks of a high pick for him? Obviously not in like the first or second round, but fourth or fifth, sixth, somewhere up there.
You said you had a fantasy draft coming up. Is that this weekend? I guess so, since
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
week starts next weekend. Is it
Yeah, it
tomorrow?
started next Thursday. No, it starts. Oh, the draft? No, it's on Sunday.
Sunday? Are you doing it in person
Yeah.
or online?
It'll be my first ever in person. Yeah, never done in person before.
Whoa.
Yeah, because then you can do like smack talking in front of people and
No,
stuff.
in person drafting is definitely the best
Yeah,
for sure.
don't have to use the chat.
Is this with like fantasy or with frisbee guys? Work?
No, no, no. It's actually the church one. The
Oh,
church. Yeah,
so
yeah,
this is a
church
celebrity
fun.
league.
Mm-hmm.
Are you guys using what are
Yeah,
you guys using for the platform? Because ESPN's obviously been the dominant one, but and that's the one our group has been
yeah.
using for a long time. But this year we've officially made the move over to Sleeper.
Okay, you're
Are
done
you
the
guys
big
using
boy move, the real ones.
Are you guys using Sleeper? Are you still on ESPN?
Yeah, no, we're still using ESPN. We're on ESPN. That's
Okay.
the one I've always used. I
Yeah.
tried Yahoo every once in a while. Like, it has cool graphics, but like the scoring's kind of weird. Um, but yeah, I think I stuck with ESPN. I have thought about Sleeper. There were like maybe one or two Dynasty ones I thought about joining, but um, yeah, no, Sleeper is definitely the move.
So right now on Sleeper for QB ADP, Josh Allen is number 1, Pat Mahomes 2, Lamar 3, Jalen Hurts 4, CJ Stroud 5, Anthony
Mm,
Richardson 6. So then after Richardson, we've got Joe Burrow, Dak Prescott, Kyler Murray, Jordan Love, Brock Purdy, and Caleb Williams. And that would be the top 12. So for
interesting.
Burrow, Prescott, Murray, Jordan Love, Purdy, Caleb Williams, would you just take all those guys over Anthony Richardson or
Definitely not Prescott. Um,
Love for fantasy?
I don't know. That's close. That's close. I know Kyler Murray I'd take before Anthony Richardson.
I was gonna say that's an
Um,
interesting riser
yeah,
because with Marvin Harrison there now, Michael Wilson after a
yeah,
couple years, and again with him with the rushing, if he stays healthy, he could just have a lot of rushing yards.
yeah, yeah. No, I'd probably I think Kyler would stay just because he has been a tad healthier. Of course, Richardson only had one season, but
Herbert's
I think I
going
could
as
try.
the 16th fantasy QB right now,
Yeah, that sounds right. That
behind
sounds
Tua,
right.
Goff,
Not really a rusher, yeah.
Jaden Daniels.
Jaden Daniels has been the interesting one.
Would you take Jaden Daniels
Yeah, I
over
have
Anthony
wondered
Richardson?
about him. That's close. I don't know, man.
He could throw
I
for a
don't
lot of
know.
yards.
He can. Well, which way would you lean?
Well, he is a rookie, so he's probably gonna also throw a lot of picks. That's
Mm.
gonna be
But is he going to actually play games, though?
yeah, he's gonna start,
That's the
right?
question. Yeah, no, like, is he going to, like, not
Be
get hurt
healthy
is the point.
because the offensive line is so
Richardson,
bad.
yeah, yeah.
I think so. I trust him to stay healthy this year.
All right, all right. There you
Goff,
go.
Tua,
Mm.
again, could just have a lot of yards, but maybe Tua could just have a down year as well too. So I don't know. I'm definitely gonna overdraft Anthony Richardson in our league this weekend.
Oh,
I'm gonna take him fourth or
you
fifth
taking
round.
him
I'm gonna
fourth
take
or
my
fifth? All right.
Yep. I'm gonna take my whole team to take Anthony Richardson too high. But I have to have him on my team. If he breaks out this year and he's on somebody else's team,
Mm.
I just want to be able to enjoy the Anthony Richardson season,
Yeah, fully.
every aspect of it.
I feel
Fandom and
that
fantasy.
because there's definitely been like, what was it when I took was taking Houston last year in my picks, and I was like, there's no way like I could pick against them, and then they get me. So no, I'd
Yeah.
feel the same way if, you know, yeah, I just
Okay,
wish
so
I could
here's
have
an
an
idea.
excuse to take uh I wish I could have an excuse to take what's his face? Mahomes early.
Wait, what are you talking about? You can. You can just take Mahomes. He's one of the best.
Nah,
He's the
I need
QB2
you
right
need a
now.
running back. And a running back.
Do you need a running back? I was just gonna say, with some of the iffiness at running back at the top of the draft right now, what if instead of going running back with my first pick, I just took Anthony Richardson? If I'm going to take Anthony Richardson too
Ooh,
high, am I better off taking him like in the first round where I would take a
okay.
running back and just coming back and getting like a couple receivers, some running backs later? Or do I take him where I would take like that RB2 low end RB1 with like a fourth or a fifth?
Interesting.
Am I overthinking
I
it?
think you still got to take running back. I mean, Christian McCaffrey's hurt.
Okay.
The number of running back options definitely a little bit less, and it's just yeah. I don't. Let me see if I can pull up some mock drafts here.
Is
But
McCaffrey
I
still the
think
consensus number one guy because of the injury?
well, he's hurt. I
Yeah.
think so.
But
It's
he's
Brees
at the
Hall now.
top. Brees Hall,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
still crazy. Yeah, I don't know why you take him number one if he's not gonna play for a little bit.
Would you take Brees Hall as the RB1? I think I'm going to go running back with my first pick,
Yeah,
so I need advice.
yeah, me too. Me as well. Yeah, no, I would take Brees Hall, but it's gonna be interesting. Any Jets trying to take as many Jets as possible is
Oh, you're going to
the
stack
is
up
the
on me.
hot move. I'm not going to, but that's
Oh.
the move apparently this year. Is just take all the Jets. I don't trust it. I'm a skeptic.
So who do you feel confident about for the top of the draft for the running backs position? Is
Um,
McCaffrey like a do not draft for you?
Probably yeah. Yeah, he's definitely on my
Uh,
do not draft list. Just because he's hurt all the time, and it's like, you know, it's like, do you want to really deal with that? It's definitely feels like the second year in a row. Last year he got banged up too, if I can remember correct. Uh, um, let me
so you
see if I
like Brees
can.
Hall. Do you like Bijan?
Bijan, yeah, that's who else I was thinking of. Bijan is definitely someone I like a lot, especially if Kirk Cousins is starting. I think is he starting or is it Penix?
Kirk Cousins should start if he's all healthy.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. And he's definitely a play action focused kind of guy. So,
He's using the Guardian cap right now during camp, Kirk Cousins. Not
okay.
surprising. Yeah, looks like he's on pace and ready to go. Would you be shocked if Jahmyr Gibbs was the number one running back in fantasy?
Yes. Yes, I think he's a top 20 guy, but yeah, I would be shocked. It is
I think he's going as like
interesting
the
that
RB5
wide
or 6.
receivers are high. I mean, yeah, there's also like your guy, Jonathan Taylor, RB4.
But is Jonathan Taylor going to be the number one running back though? I need to take a swing
And
on a
that's the
guy that could be
concern.
the number one running back. I mean, Taylor could definitely, I think, be in the top mix, which maybe I should just take the safety. And the thing is, I guess if he's sitting there at round 2, I'll probably just take Jonathan Taylor. I think my move is going to be to try to, depending on my placement in the draft as well too. But especially if I'm near the end of the first round, I think I might try to go back to back running backs and just get that
Mm,
taken care of, not have to worry about that, just get 2 solid guys. So with
yeah.
that first running back pick, I want to try to get somebody who has the upside to potentially be the number one guy. So yeah, Brees Hall, I think, could be the number one guy. Bijan, yeah, for sure, definitely. Saquon,
Well, the problem with Saquon and Jonathan Taylor is that their running backs are really known for running, especially near the end zone. And that just takes, as anyone know, like plays football, that just takes so many points because you're taking away touchdowns, and especially Anthony Richardson, as well. He's also, during his couple games we saw him play, he was running the end near the end zone. That was their go-to play. And then all know the tush push. Even if Jason Kelsey isn't there anymore is going to be their go-to if they get to the one or close. So it's just it is concerning with Saquon and Jonathan Taylor just because they're both like actually high usage guys, but are they going to be high usage where it matters most in the end zone? And so I think that's why you have people looking at like Kyron Williams, um, Pacheco, Etienne. I don't know. I mean, it's tough. I mean, if you're down, if your only options are like starting to be AJ Brown and stuff, I'd say, maybe even look at Nakua. I think Puka Nakua is pretty interesting. Um, Tyreek Hill, maybe look at wide receiver instead of taking a running back that's going to be fighting with this quarterback for touchdowns.
well, for my receiver move would have then been to just try to stack up and go like get like Nico Collins, Michael
Yeah.
Pittman, Zay Flowers, Terry McLaurin, Xavier Word, and just like make a run of guys and just try to get a couple of swings that end up hitting. So I definitely am down to panic and take AJ Brown. I basically do that every year. So I'm
Yeah.
I'm all for
How has it
running back.
worked out though?
Pretty good. I should have won the league the last 2 years, but
Uh,
couple of mismanaged weeks, and it
yeah.
is what it is. Last week in one of the games, I forgot to, just one of the weeks you forget to make a lineup change, and
Oh gosh.
it costs you. And unfortunately, you're not able to recover. But I want to be back in the mix again this year. Uh, Olave is an interesting one that I can't quite figure out. But it gets really bleak at the running back position, at least in my mind, for like
Yeah.
who is going to be the top end guy. Because once you go Kyron Williams, and then it's
Yeah,
ETN,
exactly.
ETN, Derrick Henry, Devon A. Chain, Josh Jacobs, Pacheco, and then Rashad White, James Cook, Joe Mixon, Alvin Kamara, Kenneth Walker.
I
So
think Kamara could be someone with high upside.
yeah,
If Derek Carr doesn't, he gets kicked out of that spot and it's Spencer Rattler, I think, or no, wait, that's the Saints. Oh yeah, he's still with the
yeah.
Saints. Yeah, 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 he's still with the Saints. I thought he would move. Yeah, I think he could run a lot. And what's his face? Josh Jacobs. His stats were always great when he was playing with Carr over with the Raiders. So I don't see any reason why he can't continue with Kamara. Even though Kamara, he is older, but he needs to have a bounce back year because last year was not great. It was rough.
So are you a guy that tries to like play the ADP and try to get value at each pick, or do you go in and just
Yeah.
say, I like these guys and just take them kind of regardless of where they're being perceived at before?
Yeah, I like taking value with the pick because, obviously you want to focus obviously on the fantasy side. That's the no-brainer, but you do have to take into account the actual football side and what could happen because you're drafting these guys. I mean, you're building your team, and you got to foresee what's going to happen in the future. And sadly, that didn't happen with my team last year because they all got injured. But you know, with the original draft, I think you still got to look around and see, okay, like if you're going to be drafting, Kamara Cook, like, pretty much like average guys, then what would lead to them having those big games? And so like James Cook would be another worry because last year and years he's been known to not get in the end zone. And there's no way that's going to change with Josh Allen around. Um, and then you look at like Derrick Henry, with Lamar. But players on those teams have gotten pretty good points in the past and other stuff. So it's just, taking into account the quarterback, like how good is the team, and sometimes, are they the only good player on that team? So that's where, if you're near the bottom of the draft and you're looking for a wide receiver, Deontay Johnson would be an interesting pick just because someone on that team has to get those points. The rest of the team's probably going to be absolute trash, but it's just how, an interesting way. At least that's how I've looked at it.
So like right now on Sleeper, in the third round, you've got guys like Rashad White is ADP 38, whereas Kenneth Walker is ADP 50. So if I just took like Rashad or Kenneth Walker in the third round instead of waiting and try to get him in the fourth or the fifth, like am I crazy this let's just say maybe running back specific. Am I crazy this year from the
Yeah.
running back position to just try to draft these guys out of order just to get the guy that I like?
No, because I think you should always just go for the guy you like. Because it's gonna hurt a lot more if you go for the guy you like and he doesn't do great, then he gets drafted by someone else and does exactly what you think it's gonna be. And if you kind of got to go with your guns, and if it doesn't pan out, that's something for you to learn about. But Kenneth Walker is definitely a pick that I think will get undervalued, um, especially if we think Gino isn't going to be great. I mean, if they switch to Sam Howell, then I would be a little concerned. But as long as Gino's the one under center, I think Kenneth's points should be pretty good.
Sam Howell's too good. They can't help pass the ball when he's in the game.
He's going to be a gunslinger back there. He's just going to be chucking it up.
They just can't help to call plays for Sam Howell. But like in this mock draft that I'm doing right now, Josh Jacobs was also on the board. So if I wanted
Mm.
to play the ADP, I could have just taken Jacobs and maybe try to get back and snag Kenneth Walker. But I was just trying to make the point. So maybe that is the move for me this year then. Just with the receivers, try to chase the value, but with the running back, just try to chase the passion, you know?
Chase the right guy. Yeah, I don't.
The
Yeah,
running
I
backs
think.
the
Here, let's
running
see,
backs
running
will be
back.
like we're going for looks, but the wide receivers we're going for personality. We're trying to find real value.
Yeah, because I think there's only so few elite running backs
Yeah.
this year. I mean, like once you get past 20, it's Aaron Jones, Ramondre Stevenson. Like there isn't much. And if you're in a 16 team league, I mean, I'm in like a 12. So, I mean, for everyone to get two, we're at Najee Harris, Raheem Mostert. Do you really want Tony Pollard starting games for you? So it's definitely, as usual, grab what you can at a running back. But, don't be totally blind to a wide receiver because, if you're in the third round and there's a Amon-Ra St. Brown still there, like might as well pick him up.
Yeah, if he's definitely there in the third, if he's there in the second round, grab him. Amon-Ra St. Brown. I was just talking to the champ, and
Ew.
he said he was taking him over Jetta's, which in this mock that happened as well too. So I guess
Yeah.
it's not totally surprising, but
Yeah, I think the ADP is 3.7 while Jetta's is 4, so
yeah,
let's see
kind of
right
right on
now.
track with everything. Who are the guys that you're eyeing later in the draft? You like Kamara, so that means you don't like Kendre Miller because I'd be Kamara's backup.
Yeah, let's see, wide receiver or running backs. In terms of running backs, um, yeah, if you really want to go off the wall, I'd say draft and stash Blake Corum. Just stash him.
Ooh, okay,
Just stash him.
that got me a little Nick
There's,
Chubb.
Brian Robinson Jr. I think, of course, Jane Daniels is going to be running, but he might get hurt. And Brian Robinson Jr. was really consistent last year. I think he'd be a good last guy to go to. I think, didn't James Conner, am I making it up? Didn't he have like the most touchdowns last year or something? There was somewhere, sometime he had like a ridiculous amount of touchdowns.
Let me see. When was last year the year Jamal Will? Oh no, Mostert would have been the number one guy last year, but
Maybe I'm making it up.
no, he definitely did have like a
Yeah.
super stacked
There's
year.
something where he was like, oh my gosh, why does James Conner,
But it would have been Mostert for the
but it is
most
a
part.
contract year for
Yeah,
him.
2021 he
So
had 18 total touchdowns.
yeah, exactly. That was crazy. So that's a couple years ago, but he is in a contract year, 29 years old. So, if Kyler Murray gets hurt, that's another player I'd say watch out for.
That year,
Um,
Jonathan, that was the year Taylor had 20 and Eckler both had 20. So Connor would have been third in the league. But yeah, had a
yeah.
crazy amount. 1,100 yards, but 18 touchdowns.
Yeah, I would say stay away from Jonathan Brooks, Carolina.
Oh,
I
that
just think
hurts.
the line isn't good at all on that team. Like they're not scared of Bryce Young. And so like if Jonathan Brooks is having a decent game, even a decent game, they're just gonna back up against him. Maybe Gus Edwards, off the waiver wires.
Yeah, so you're
He's
hunting your running
what, like
back
the second? Yeah, I'm
ADP.
going down.
What about Jalen
I
Warren?
don't know.
97?
Let's see, Jalen Warren. Oh, you went down, huh? 97.
On Sleeper, he's ADP 97 right now. I guess I don't know where he's at.
And my mind doesn't even go down that far. We're looking at like James White. I think they're looking at undrafted players. I don't even
Jalen
know.
Warren for the Steelers?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm on Fantasy Pros right now.
No, I think you might have overshot it.
Let me see. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I got you. Jalen. Oh, there we go. Yeah, here it has it. I'm at 88. I was looking at 99 or 88, 97 running backs. Um, I mean, at that place, they're saying that Austin Eckler is around that area, you know, Nick Chubb. I mean, do you want a player
Mm,
that's been more productive? Like Eckler is a little bit,
I'd
I
take
don't
Chubb
know.
if he fell in drafts.
Yeah.
If you could get him a round or two later than maybe you
I mean,
thought.
Chubb is a pretty good pickup at this latest stage.
Yeah, you
Like
can't
if
do
he's down here, like what are you doing?
can't do much worse than Nick Chubb.
Yeah. Especially on that Cleveland team with who knows what's gonna happen with
If you're
Deshaun.
choosing
And
between
they always
Chuba
been a running
Hubbard
team.
and Nick Chubb, just take the guy that's been the All Pro.
Yeah.
He's like
Definitely taking.
a little word of advice.
Yeah.
But I am kind of in on Jacobs. I am kind of in on Kenneth Walker.
Well, what about the wide receivers? Any sleepers we got to keep an eye out for?
I just like kind of gearing toward the young guys. I like a bunch of the rookies this year. I
Hmm.
like McConkey on the Chargers,
Isn't
Harrison,
he hurt?
obviously. Oh, wait, is he?
I think McConkey. There was something I heard
They also have Brendan Rice,
at
Jerry Rice's kid.
McConkey, or um.
Maybe he's not a draft, but like a watch list waiver wire guy.
So it looks like he was battling with an injury through training camp, but he might be back. Medium risk. Okay, so he's back. He had a on the 29th, it was reported he had a lower back lumbar sprain, pulled something in his back. That was reported yesterday. So,
Would you
or
risk it
that
with
maybe that was last
A-Chain?
year. Oh, that was last year. Um, yeah, I think I would. But he would be the second when I'd draft.
So if you had Brees Hall, then you'd take A-Chain on the third.
Yeah, I probably would. Yeah, I would take
Okay.
Agent. Yeah, just because I mean he probably wouldn't be there. But
Because he fell to me in this mock, so I just took him.
oh really? Yeah, I guess McConkey isn't hurt. I thought he was hurt.
So
That was
if
so insane. I guess he's the injury history is the main point, as they're saying.
yeah, I guess I'd if that's the case, maybe keep a little bit of an eye on him. But Zay
Yeah, I don't
Flowers,
know.
love Zay Flowers this year.
Yeah, no, same.
And then some of the Worthy, your guy Worthy.
You think he's actually gonna be that great? I think he's gonna be way too boomer bust. Like
Yeah, he
they're
might be a
gonna
little bit of a
save a
gadget
lot for the
guy.
playoffs with him. Yeah, they're definitely gonna save a lot for the playoffs with him. Like, oh my gosh, where did that play come from? They're in a ring around a Rosie.
So you think Rice is going to be the main
Yeah,
go-to receiver in the season?
yeah. As
Okay.
long as he's actually playing, because he doesn't get suspended. Yeah, he definitely is. I think did you mention Nico Collins?
Yeah, I
Gotta
also
get in
love
on
Nico
this
Collins. I
Texans
would take
action.
him. So right now he's going over, or there's like, Devontae Adams, Chris Olave, Mike Evans, Drake London, Marvin Harrison,
Hmm.
Puka Nakua. I
Would you,
like Nico Collins better than all those
that's
guys.
Oh, really?
Oh
Over
yeah.
Puka? That was what I was about to ask is do you I mean Cooper Cup is back and Nakua is the one that's hurt now. Like, what would you do with that situation? Like if you had to pick, or would you just stay away? Because if they're both healthy, they might be just taking
No,
from each
I'd
other.
take both the Rams guys. I'd be fine with that for sure. And
Mm,
I think Stafford's gonna have a good year this year. I think
yeah,
I think the team's gonna be really solid. Obviously McVay. So I wouldn't be down. And receivers are not like running backs either. You can have a committee of
yeah.
receivers, right? And get good fantasy
You
production
get
from
like
both of them.
8 or 10 points. Yeah, yeah. But you're looking for like 15 a week from them.
What if you just take all of the Rams guys? Stafford,
Who's the third
Tyron,
one? Oh,
Puka,
Stefan. Okay.
and Cooper Cup.
There is talk this year. It could be, you know. It could be legit. Who knows?
If you took
Who knows?
maybe that's the move is just take like all of the Dolphins offense. Take Tyreek, Jalen Waddle,
Yeah.
and Achan. But for some of the veteran guys for receivers, I think McLaurin's going to have a
Mm,
pretty big year. And maybe Christian Kirk. I don't know. The Christian Kirk, Brian Thomas thing, I don't know how that's going to play out because
yeah.
I love Brian Thomas, but Trevor Lawrence loves Christian Kirk.
He just loves him.
And Christian Kirk
Loves him.
is good. He's going to be open, he's going to be there.
No,
So
I definitely heard people say stay away. What about JSN? You
I like
think he's gonna
JSN.
get
Let me see
enough
where he's
targets?
going right now. Okay, so he's going pick 100. That's right around. Okay, Christian Watson. I would probably take Watson over JSN.
Yeah.
I probably would go Brian Thomas over JSN too. But
Mm.
also JSN's going over D Hop. Maybe I would take JSN over D Hop.
Rome and Dunze?
I kind of like him in this spot. I like him at 100.
Yeah.
Long sleeper,
Hollywood.
anyways.
Hollywood Brown. I think Hollywood Brown would be the best wide receiver
I
to
liked
pick up
Hollywood
for us.
Brown before he separated his shoulder.
Yeah.
He's actually hurt instead of
Kind of hurt. Kind of banged up.
McConkey. I think
Do
he's
you
gonna
have
be.
any trust in Jamison Williams?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I think he's gonna be great. I don't know. People keep there's definitely some detractors lately, but we'll see.
and you have to remember what they invested in him as well too. They traded up in the draft to get him. They
Exactly.
were well. I guess I don't really
They're
know
locked
what they were
in.
planning with, but I would say that they were low key. They weren't just taking a gadget guy. Like he was a guy that's supposed to
Mm-hmm.
be basically a focal point of the offense. So maybe he
Yeah.
doesn't have to be that with Amon-Ra St. Brown developing into that now, being a first team All Pro receiver. But he's definitely a guy that they thought could be that. So as their number two, I mean, I think if he hits, that's fantastic. I think he could be really great. And I mean, his speed as well too. I don't think he's H. I don't think anybody's as fast as H-Han and Tyreek Hill, but
Yeah.
he might be the fastest non-Dolphin in the league.
Mm. That's a interesting. Yeah, he might be. He might be. He just actually has got to stay healthy. Um, he's got to stay healthy. Let's see here.
Okay, I'm kind of crushing this mock draft right now. I'm drafting from the sixth spot of a 12 team draft. I've got
Are you in
Brees
a
Hall.
mock draft?
Yeah, I'm trying to apply what we're talking about
Okay, okay.
so it sticks. I'm trying to win the league. I've got Brees
Hey, I'll
Hall,
probably do some myself.
Nico Collins, Devon Achan, Zay Flowers, Terry McLaurin, Rasheed
Mm.
Rice, Kyler Murray.
Okay, McLaurin's great. McLaurin's great.
This team is stacked.
No, it's stacked for
Oh, let me
real.
grab Warren right here. That Achan pick was really good. Okay. I think you're right. If Achan is your second running back, if you have Brees Hall, then you can have Achan. And then maybe you try to get a sleeper guy that can work in there. I think he's worth the gamble.
Yeah. Man, you should have told me. We could have joined the same draft.
We still can.
Ew.
Are you on sleeper right now?
No, I don't have sleeper. I'm on ESPN.
Oh, wait. Oh, well, let me see. Are we going to try to like get in the same lobby? Is that what you're thinking?
Maybe.
Are we going to be able to pull that off? Pause.
I don't know. Live on pod.
Okay. We're both doing 12 team leagues, right? This year?
Here, let me log into my account. See if I can do this real quick. Live on the pod. Shout out while we're waiting. Shout out Pure Vita. Shout out BETSTAMP, our sponsors that are still up and running. We love to see it. Keep up the great work that you guys are doing.
Shout out for staying in business. We need a third one.
Check
RIP
out
DRF Sportsbook, but somebody
check
else
out
slide
links
in.
down below. Yeah, I know. Make sure you check out also the am I in this team? Okay. Check out yeah, it's some 12 team here. I'll send you maybe I can send you a link. I'll put it in the chat. Check out the links
Whoa.
below. Support the pod. We got oh Lord, it's starting in a couple minutes.
Do I have time to bin? Did you pick one that's like
No,
starting
no, it's
quick?
got a couple minutes on it.
Am I gonna have the Tom Cruise Mission
Just slide
Impossible
on in.
countdown?
Did you get the link?
I did, but unfortunately, this computer that I'm gonna have to return is taking a second to load.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there's still some time.
I'm getting a warning that says it's just not good enough.
Oh no.
Can I guess on my phone which one it is? Wait, are you labeled as like Sam's team or something like that?
Yeah.
What time is the start?
Says it in 5 minutes, but I don't know.
5 minutes? Is it an expert mock?
No, this is beginner. I
Beginner?
slid
Oh,
into
oh,
it.
oh. Hopefully nobody joins before we
Oh
gotta
no.
take the draft spot in
Only
front of
two
Sam.
slots. You might. You guys slide on in. Let's see if you can make it. Only two slots left. That's dumb. How is it like first joins first gets it first? Oh, are you Gomer?
No.
Adam's awesome team. Uh-oh. Brian. Uh-oh.
Oh, Brian. Brian beat me
No,
to
there's
it.
one left. There's one left. The number one overall pick. Oh my gosh.
I'm not gonna get
Here,
that.
let
This
me
thing
see.
is literally trash.
I believed. It's all good. There's always another time. Jeez. Always another. Or you were in sleeper. I forgot.
What?
I was saying, how did you do the other draft? But I forgot you're in sleeper.
Yeah, and I was doing it on my phone.
Mm-hmm. Well, you could do this one on your phone, I think.
Well, I couldn't open the link in the chat though. Was a thing.
Oh,
Or
tough,
maybe I
tough.
can. Let me see.
It's all good.
Join another
Oh,
one and send it in real quick. Let's take two it quick.
okay. Yeah, send it to
Take
me.
two. Let's see if we can do
All
it.
right, you gotta hurry.
I'm gonna
You
try to
gotta send me
draft
the
all these
link.
people in front of Sam and see what happens. But I guess if it's a snake draft, you're gonna get your turn back
Yeah,
either way.
there you go. We're back. Man, Ram, the camera is helping you out. I don't know. Looking good, man.
Oh no, don't say that. Wait,
Uh,
can you hear me? Am I in?
yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, you're in.
Okay, okay.
All right, you gotta join a league, man, or join the draft. Let me know.
Drop the link in the chat.
Oh, geez. I thought you were gonna join one. Oh my gosh. See if we can. We gotta get a new one. Uh, just get me in one of these, y'all.
You joined a beginner one last time.
I did. I did indeed. Okay, I think I found one. Oh, dang it.
Did that one fill up already?
Oh, wait a minute. Is this? Why is it all the way? Shoot, I'm trying to find one that's gonna like start just now. They're all filled, man. It's crazy.
Are they going to be mad when I take Anthony Richardson with the first pick?
You're gonna be like, what's going on, bro? There's none that starts just now. Dang it.
That's not true.
Well, it's like, oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, 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 okay. I'm joining. I'm joining. I'm joining. Here, we got it. We got it. We got it. It's starting in a minute.
Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear
Okay.
you. It might just be me and you.
There's no way. This will definitely fill up. It's an 8-person league.
Okay, Rem's rowdy team. I don't know. We got a minute left. You think we're gonna be? There's a chance.
Apparently, nobody wants to join an 8-person beginner mock draft.
It's crazy.
I'm team 4. Sam is team 7. There's no way we're going to join the one mock draft that just has no people in it.
It's crazy that no one is joined. This is gonna be the Rem and Sam mock draft. We'll see who wins.
This is terrible. This is no fun.
How is this no fun? Jeez.
Because we want the chaos of other people. We just don't want to know who's up next.
No, we'll get through it pretty quick. Me and you just zooming through the rounds.
That is true. That will be nice. Oh, Spencer!
Oh, Spencer! Spencer coming in to save the day.
Welcome
All
into
right.
We've got
Looks like it's
after.
it's about to be us two and some random dude. Should we just talk smack to him in the chat?
Should we call them things we can't say on air? Don't worry, Pure Vita. I'm dropping it in the chat.
Ooh, what's this whole animation? Whoa, whoa. Oh, because it's Miller Lite. Shout out. All right, all right, all right. This
Wait,
is crazy. Oh, so it's a whole lot of auto picks. That's dumb. So I'm pick 7 in the first round, but pick 2 in the second round. So I guess I got to practice what I preach.
we're taking
And
running backs?
who knows? We'll see. We'll see. You can't be looking at my big board.
No, I don't have eyes on your screen. but you can screen share if you want. What pick is Spencer? Oh, Spencer's.
He's 30, yeah.
Why is Spencer trying to cock my pick?
No, I'm dead. Has the draft even started? No, we got 10 more seconds. Okay.
Got 10
Get
seconds.
into it, yo.
You're right, though. This auto draft is going to be nice, actually.
Yeah. No, I'm zipping through. While we wait for this, quickly shout out the Minnesota wind chill. Oh, I forgot about that loud music. Um, yeah, shout out Minnesota wind chill winning the UFA championship, getting it done against the Carolina Flyers. They started out actually really good. They were up by like 6 or 7. Got a whole lot of breaks. I think they started like 4-1 in the game, but Flyers in the second half are able to make it close. And yeah, I don't, man, this is
Tobias,
tough.
baby.
I'm on the clock. I got 20 seconds and I might have to take Jonathan Taylor here. I know I just said avoid him, but
Take the Colts guy, baby. There's no wrong move there.
I don't trust John, what's his face could get hurt. And I'm back on the clock again. I take Kyron Williams. Yeah, let me give me my running backs. This is we're zipping through right now.
You're going to take Williams over Gibbs? I'm not going to get Gibbs because he's going to get auto picked in front of me.
Yeah. Jahmyr Gibbs. Okay, he's gonna be good. What am I doing?
Yeah, that was the right pick.
So
Okay.
I got Taylor and Gibbs. Who you got? Who you taking?
So now all the running backs are off the board that I like. The top 6: McCaffrey, Brees Hall, Bijan, Gibbs, and Saquon, and Taylor as well too. So 7. So Kyron Williams left on the board. We could go receiver Garrett Wilson, Puka Nacua, Chris Olave, Debo Samuel. We're gonna panic and we're gonna take Nico Collins too high.
Yeah. What? All the way up here?
Yeah, their offense is gonna be good.
Oh gosh. Over Debo?
Who's gonna be healthier this year? I love Debo. Give
That's
me some
crazy.
Debo.
That's crazy.
Okay, I'm back on the clock. We have Derrick Henry still on the board. Pacheco still on the board.
Yeah, but I don't know. Pacheco's not it, man. I'm not
Jimmy
definitely
K.
not feeling him. All right. Here we go. I'm back on the clock. It's definitely is wide receiver time. Let me see. Who do I take here? This is kind of scary. Should I take Brandon Ayuk at this point?
He did just sign the extension today, so now that uncertainty is locked in.
It's either him or Adams, and I'm gonna go Ayuk. We'll go Ayuk.
Yeah, I wouldn't take anybody. I would take the receiver with Brock Purdy as their quarterback over the receiver with Aiden O'Connell.
Yeah. And then
Regardless.
at this point, I'm actually gonna go all the way to Stephon Diggs or Tank Dell.
Whoa!
Stephon Diggs or Tank Dell. I don't.
Oh, if you're choosing, you got to take Tank Dell.
Stephon Diggs or Tank Dell. Ow!
Stroud loves Tank.
I'm taking Tank. I'm taking Tank.
Yeah,
I
you
feel
got.
like he's gonna be yelling at him.
You could have probably waited another round, but it's a good pick anyways. He's gonna have a good season.
Said he could have
Oh,
waited another round. Yeah, you're right.
Pacheco is still on the board in round 4. So I guess it's between Pacheco or like Malik Neighbors.
Yeah.
But let's just take the value and see how this team plays out. We'll
Okay.
expect to get, potentially a top 10 ADP running back in the 4th round, but sometimes
Okay.
that way.
Oh, Spencer's just zipping through it. Let's see what Spencer's got.
Okay, it's round number.
Got Etienne White. Wait. Oh, Rashid Wright. Wow, he got CD Lamb and Puka Nacua. Malik Neighbors. Okay, that's not bad.
Okay, I have to take Anthony Richardson here. I'm not going to get him.
Okay. Yeah, I was like, it's quarterback time for sure. And I'm taking Lamar. Jalen Hurts it's so tough, but that line is not going to be nearly as good.
Hmm. Oh, Achan was still on the board as well. So Achan's going way higher in sleeper than he is in ESPN.
Hmm.
Interesting. I like this grid view on ESPN though. They've got
I'll take.
the sleeper thing.
I'm gonna take Mark Andrews here. I'm all in on the Raiders. Or not the Raiders, Ravens.
What about Lively though? Could Lively take some of those?
I am worried about Lively a little bit, but as long as Andrews is healthy, it's like tight end's one of those where you only need it, you need to get at least one.
Okay, I could go Devontae Smith for the value, or I could go Zay Flowers for the guy that I want. I'm just gonna take the guy that I want. Take Zay Flowers.
All
Devontae Smith.
right, this might be my last two picks because I gotta go here. So let's see here.
Oh wait, it's me. I thought that was him.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're waiting you.
the clock
20
is going.
seconds.
Okay, I could go DeAndre Swift for running back. I probably do need a tight end though. Dalton Kincaid is still on the board. Let's do it, baby.
Oh, okay.
Kyle Pitts there. Njoku.
I'm gonna take Cooper Cup as my
Cup is still on the board.
flex guy. Yeah, he's still on the board. And then at this point, do I practice what I preach and take Deontay Johnson or Ramondre Stevenson? I could use a backup
So
running
you
back.
bad team here is what you're saying?
Yeah. Yeah, whoever's the worst team. It's yelling at me. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take Ramondre.
Oh, Pickens just so did Diggs. Okay, I could go Watt,
Jeez.
Deontay Johnson. Rashee Rice is also on the board. We've got Swift and Najee Harris are still there for running backs. For quarterbacks, do we want to double dip and go Kyler? Now we
Mm.
have 6 left, so I'm going to take Rashee Rice.
Oh, Spencer's out. Spencer is gone. It's now just us two, and I'm gonna be out after this 10th and 11th round. Um, Shout out Chelsea for scoring 6 goals last week, even though we lost this week.
Shout out Chelsea.
Shout out.
Do I need more running backs? I'm pretty stacked with my 3-headed monster, Pacheco. Who else? I forgot who else I took besides Brees Hall. Let's go with another receiver. Let me get McLaurin here. Yeah, I feel
Surprised
good.
McLaurin's still on the board.
Wow, I got the 2 best teams here.
Yeah. Let's see. Let me look at wide receiver. I'm gonna take Xavier Worthy. Shout out. Shout
Oh,
out. And then are you a draft a defense guy? Because it's like, what?
are we? Do we have defenses on the board?
Man, I don't even know.
No.
I'll take Kyler Murray as my backup. There we go. So on my team, I have Lamar Jackson, Jonathan Taylor, Jamar Gibbs, Brendan Ayuk, Tank Dell, Mark Andrews, Cooper Kupp, and then bench is Ramondre Stevenson, Xavier Worthy, and Kyler Murray. So yeah, I'll take that one.
I guess I'm going to go 2 Commanders guys. I'm going to take Brian Robinson.
And then yeah, Rem has Anthony Richardson, Brees Hall, Kenneth Walker, Nico Collins, Zay Flowers, Dalton Kincaid, Pacheco, Rice McLaurin, and Brian Robinson Jr. So a little less known players. Who knows? Who knows? Upside, downside, but
No. Let's see that team again. That's Anthony Richardson at QB1, Brees Hall and
who
Kenneth,
knows?
Nico Collins, Zay Flowers, Pacheco in the flex.
Kincaid. That's a lot on Kincaid, though. That's a lot for
The number tight end in the Bills offense, the number 1 receiver in the Bills offense.
That's if you can get it to him. Yeah, exactly. He is the number one. Don't they? Yeah, I thought they did still have someone. I don't know. I guess I'm still on the clock while talking about teams.
Spence, Pat Mahomes, Travis Etienne, Rashad White, CeeDee Lamb, Puka Nacua, Kyle Pitts, and Malik Neighbors.
I'm gonna take Roman Dunze, and we'll take Austin Eckler here. So, no, he hurt me too much last year. I don't know. We're definitely getting to the part, and it's like, okay, whoever I get, I get. But yeah, that's about it. Here on the pod, Rem's gonna keep it cooking. Hopefully, get the stream up sometime this week, and yeah, we'll check it
Wait,
out.
Just give me homework. Do I have to keep going?
I don't know. It's up to you. I mean, if you got streams and stuff, let the people know. Taking
Do I?
Brock Bowers.
It's make no mistake, people. It's just not going to happen on this computer. We made a bad purchase. It is.
Yikes.
It's going to have to go back to Best Buy first thing in the morning.
Took Taysom Hill here too. All right. Well, good seeing you, Rem. We'll see. We're gonna be starting the new schedule this next week, so we'll see where we're at with that. But excited. Make sure you stay tuned to YouTube, Instagram Live, not Instagram Live, but Instagram, TikTok. Check it out.